Hey friends, my name is Allison and I'm an expressive arts and play therapist. Today we're going to be exploring something different and unique. It's online activities that I've created for those telehealth sessions. I don't know about you, but in the summer, some kids I like to see in person and some we can get by through the computer. So check these games out because they are a lot of fun. So let's get started. But before I can show you the activities that I created, I have to give big kudos to the actual website I use. It's called playingcards.io. Now, this is a super cool website, and no, I am not being sponsored and being forced to say these things. I really love this website. This website has its own games that you can play, like checkers, chess, go fish, matching games. All sorts of different games you can play right on here. Or the great part is you can create your own game. This is absolutely what I've been using. You can start with a sample to base your game off of or create an entirely blank room. Now it does say playingcards.io, but it's not just for card games. You can also create really cool board games and things too. The best part about playingcards.io is not only is it creating your own game, but you can also create a unique link to share with other players so you can play with each other in real time. So I definitely just wanted to shout out to playingcards.io. It's a pretty easy interface to figure out how to use. You can edit what you're doing, put in a deck of cards if you'd like, put in marbles or pins, whatever you need, and it's got it here. Even deciding which player to play, a dice, all sorts of things. So definitely check out playingcards.io. Now let's take a look at one of my games. So this first activity set is actually a set. It has 3 different activities, all just dealing with different emotions. We have anger, sadness, and worry. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come here to my site. I have it all set up. I'm just going to enter, again, here's that little code here that I can share with my clients so we can both interact at the same time. I'm just going to click enter, and here it is. This is my activity on anger. And now the great thing about this is I actually created 3 activities within the larger activity, all dealing with anger. So first in this top left corner, I have my warning signs. And as you can see, I have these 4 categories, such as never happens to me, happens when I'm a little angry, happens when I'm angry, and happens when I'm very angry. So what the client will do is they will take these cards that match our little warning sign here and pull it out and flip. And it says a warning sign. And they get to decide when this happens to them. So for example, this one says using loud voice or yelling. Well, for me, I use a loud voice when I'm angry. What about clenching your hands or fists? Well, to me, this happens when I'm a little angry. And so on and so forth. And as you can see, there's actually 15 cards you can go through. Now, when you're all done with those cards, there's a little button here that says recall and shuffle, and it puts them away for you. I like to spread them all out so we can see and go through all of the cards at the end. Next up, we have our triggers, and this we have our little bomb in the corner, and we actually have 20 cards. And so again, we're going to talk about whether it angers me a lot, angers me, or angers me a little bit. So we'll go through a few examples. When things are not fair, well, that angers me a little bit. When being told what to do, that definitely can anger me. So we go through these cards, and again, you get to see all of those triggers in one spot. That way we can help clients to understand when they're starting to get angry. Once we know when they're starting to get angry and what gets them angry, that's when we can move on to coping skills. So down here, I have 12 coping skills that you can go through and decide whether these coping skills are good for the client or coping skills that the client really doesn't like. So, for example, asking for help. Well, I think asking for help should be for everybody. So whether or not it's a not for me, I can't really do that, it's still a good one to have. So we can place that down here. What about drawing your anger? Well, sometimes clients aren't interested in drawing and they don't feel very artistic, so that might not be for them. So once you're done this whole activity, you'll be able to see your warning signs, your triggers, and a ton of coping skills you can use. So I really like this activity because clients love being able to interact right then and there, move things around wherever they feel like works best for them. If they change their mind, it's a really easy fix. And then it just has this big picture of everything. Now, I also have the same activity in sadness as well as worry. And we do have triggers and warning signs to fit those feelings. So definitely check out these. I really love using them. Super simple, and you get a lot of work done using these. Okay, so I told you it was all about feelings today. So here is my next activity that I created, something a little spin off of checkers. So here we have feelings checkers, and it's very simple. It is just a bunch of feelings faces on a checker board. You have our two teams, one is purple and one is blue. And what I like to do for this game is I will have the client start. But what they need to do in order to move, they have to name the feeling that they are moving to. So if I were moving from here to here, it can be a little tricky trying to figure out what that feeling is. So I might say this feeling could be bashful. So we're moving to bashful. And then the other player again will move. I'm moving to shocked. And so the game kind of keeps going. Now there's multiple ways to play this. For example, maybe your client is an expert at naming emotions. Well, now perhaps we can move on to when your client has experienced that feeling. So, I have felt sad when I lost my dog. Going through those examples. Now, if you have someone who's also so good at just doing that as well, well, now we can talk about coping skills. So if there are some negative emotions, we can say, well, what can I do to have that feeling reversed? Or if it is a positive feeling, well, what's something that helps me to feel that way? So if I am feeling distraught, something that can help me feel better is listening to music. Or perhaps I am feeling, let's find a happy feeling. If I'm feeling, cheerful, well, one thing that makes me feel cheerful is talking to my friends. So there are so many ways to play this. There are so many unique emotions going on this checkers board that it's really interesting. Now, my other activity, again, very similar. We have the same feelings faces, but instead we have Connect 4. Now, this Connect 4 is a little different from what you're used to, just because you're dragging things instead of getting to place them at the top and going down. So I do have to remind my clients that when they place a checker piece or a Connect 4 piece, it needs to slide to the bottom. But again, it's the same idea. Name the feeling, name an experience, or name a coping skill to use for it. There are so many feelings to look at. And, I even like to challenge my clients to say, let's not say the same one. Try to come up with a unique name for the feeling. Instead of just sad, maybe they're feeling upset. Maybe they're feeling overwhelmed or depressed. Coming up with even stronger words can really help increase that emotional vocabulary. So these are some of the fun games for today that I have. So please check them out and tell me what you think. And that's some of the interactive feelings activities that I've created. If you'd like to get one of these for yourself, the links are in the description below. And check out my shop for a few more interesting games like these. Thanks for exploring with me. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more. And remember, enjoy playing.